What's up, my guys? We back. Lead Through Sport, episode 19 with Kenia Cole. Kenia Cole graduated from Hampton University. She got her graduate degree from Georgetown, and now she coaches at William & Mary, and we're going to get into all of that soon. So stay tuned and lock in. Let me go ahead and send this off. Go ahead and get this to some people. Sending this thing off. Hold on. Send it separately. All right, I'm about to add you now, Kenia. All right, new hat. I like my new hat. Lead Through Sport. Coach Cole.
Hello.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm chilling. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. Just trying to stay safe. You know how that go.
Oh, I totally understand that. Trust me.
Facts. But how's your first couple of weeks been?
It's been good. I've really learned a lot. In the last, I guess it's officially been months. I've really learned a lot. I'm just getting ready to get out and go recruiting this July. I'll find on Monday. So I'm really just decompress and really get ready because we have recruiting in about a year and a half. So
really, yeah, July is must a big recruit month. Big recruit month.
It is. I will be in a couple of cities, 3 cities in 7 days. So, well, 2 cities, but 4 tournaments.
Gotcha.
So already I'm getting discombobulated with just getting the logistics and stuff down. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I know all about that, but that's the fun part. That's the fun part.
Definitely.
Got you. So I got some new viewers, and I just want to explain what Lead Through Sport is before I get into the interview. So Lead Through Sport is a student athlete development initiative, and it's also a platform where I highlight former student athletes, I highlight current entrepreneurs, current creatives, and I'm just trying to help people connect their dots in life because I feel like we all have something in common and we can all learn from each other. As far as student athletes go, you know just as well as I know, a lot of student athletes now, it's either rap or go to the league, or they just can't find nothing beyond, basketball or football or whatever they play. And I'm bringing people on like you to kind of, show them a different way. You feel me? Absolutely. So, icebreaker, just tell us a little bit about yourself, schools you went to and all that kind of stuff.
Well, for those who don't know, my name is Kenia Cole. I'm the assistant women's coach at the College of Williams, located in Williamsburg, Virginia. I'm originally from the D.C. Maryland area. Sometimes it says Silver Spring, sometimes it says County. I've lived all over my state. So, I went to school in Silver Spring, mainly claim Silver Spring. That's the majority of my came to like school, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
28, well, I'll be 28 years in September.
You said September?
Yeah.
What day?
September 30th.
Okay, mine's the 16th.
Oh, you a Virgo. But my favorite person is a Virgo. My grandmother is a Virgo.
That's a real one.
I'm really close with her, with the keys. She's really been the light of life, been motivation to do just about everything I've ever tried to accomplish. She's, made a way for me to get there and give me the confidence to continue to just keep going. And I'm really, really big on family. So see on my social media talking about her posting but I guess that's some icebreaker thing.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. I'll say that. So, how many sports did you play growing up as a youngin?
Well, before I played basketball, I was in gymnastics. My grandmother actually lives near Georgia's county sports has a gymnastics side and do all the stuff that gymnasts do, preliminary to become a gymnast.
Uh-huh.
I was pretty good. Let me know that someone about off to, I guess, the gymnastics, schools or whatever.
Uh-huh.
My grandma was at. but it kind of worked out because later I went to the doctor, basically told me I was going to be tall.
So before you continue, you're a little choppy. Like your voice is a little choppy. Your connection straight? Man, I'm check mine. My joint good.
Maybe I need to hold my phone because my phone was sitting up against my computer. Do I sound better?
Yeah, you good. You good.
Oh, I gotta hold my phone. Oh, Apple is so terrible with this, putting the speaker at the bottom. But what I was saying was, I guess it all worked out because after my grandma told them no, that she didn't want me to go, I went to the doctor, and the doctor actually let me know that I was going to be too tall to be a gymnast. But I got into basketball because my cousins, ironically, my cousins that were around my age are boys, and we used to spend our summers together, and we all had the same babysitter, which was one of my older cousins. And we were at the court one day, and I was just with them, and they didn't have enough people to play. And, you know, being with them, I played NBA Live, NBA Street. You know, I
He was
kind
a
of
gamer. He was a gamer.
Yeah, I was kind of into all of that stuff, and one day they needed an extra person to hoop, and my cousins, I was sitting around like not playing, and my cousin was like, well, my cousin can play. And just like, we don't want to play with a girl. And my cousin's like, well, she can shoot better than all of us. She can play. Then it kind of just stuck. Like like I said, I played all the video games. Then Allen Iverson went to the 2001 finals, and that was it. Like, I just was like, oh, I want to play basketball. I had all the headbands, the finger, stuff that he wore, the wristbands, all of that, and I just was in it. Like, it was fun for me, and it came easy for me, so I just joined.
That's real. So my next question was, what made you take basketball to the next level? But you just gave me your answer, so we ain't got to go there. So let's talk about your high school career. In high school, what was your mindset like, just in general? Like, were you strictly basketball, trying to get a scholarship, die for the scholarship, or were you thinking about like your life after sports ended? Did you have any, talk to me about that.
I want to say basketball became serious for me prior to high school. Me and my friends, we played on this AAU team. Well, I started AAU. Well, I started rec league. I was playing at the rec. And I was better than everybody on my team, on my rec league team. And then I joined another rec league team. And I guess the guy that worked at the rec center knew a woman who had an AAU team or something, and they scooped me up. I come and play with them. We played in a couple tournaments. Then another AAU coach saw me, scooped me up. I joined their team, and as I became more fluid with basketball and really transformed my game, the AAU coaches that I was with, Brian Wiley, Marvin Cofield, they kind of let us know, like, you can use basketball as a tool to get to college. And I was like, college? Like, that wasn't even something that I had thought of. And then, when I spoke to my family about it, financially, my family couldn't provide for me to go to school. I would have to be very, very, very smart, get academic scholarships, or, this newfound avenue that I've been subjected to through basketball. I'm like, okay, well, let me try basketball. So when I got to high school and I had been playing with my AAU teammates, they had all put, what school they were going to go to, who they, if they were going to go to private schools, because in DC and Maryland, the WCAC is a nationally known, like, high school conference within private schools in our area. And I was like, my family can't afford for me to go to a private school, so let me just go to the local school that's in my district. And I had went there, and we were terrible. But some of my other cousins had went to another high school, which was kind of nearby. So I let my family know. I was like, well, my AAU teammate, she goes to this high school. Can I transfer to this school? Because we had played against them, and they beat us. Like, we stole something. And I was so upset. I'm like, I don't like to lose. Like, we were losing. We were terrible. And transfer schools, because they had just went to the state championship. I was like, oh, let me go. I want to go play with them. Like,
Yeah.
they're good. I want to go play with them. Transferred there, and then my high school coach, Heather Podesic, she's now the athletic director at Hampton High School, the high school I graduated from.
Mm-hmm.
And she instilled in us, like, use basketball as a tool. This is a tool for you to get to school. I had a teammate who's Gatorade Player of the Year in Maryland. She ended up going to play at JMU. So I kind of, like, saw, like, okay, if I put the work in and the time in, I can get to college. I'm already playing AAU. Colleges are coming to see me through AAU. And my coach kind of, like, helped me out, like, okay, so where do you want me to send your tape to? What schools you want me to send it to? How do you want to go about this? Where do you want to go? Big, small, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I took it in high school, because my high school program was treated like we were a college program. We did the whole preseason thing, all of that. Like, we played in summer league, fall league, like, we played all year round. So we kind of really had no choice other but to be locked in with basketball. So that's kind of how I kind of just navigated my way to get to school.
That's real. So can you talk a little bit about, for any student athletes that's listening, or any parent that has a kid that's getting ready to enter the sports world and wants to get a scholarship, can you talk to how hard it is to get a scholarship to a winning Division I program like Hampton?
How do I put this? The way I got my scholarship was not a normal way.
Mm-hmm.
Hampton has saw me. Well, I had sent my tape to the entire MEAC, and I had chit-chatting with FAMU a little bit. The coach at the time was kind of telling me everything wrong with my game. And before I had visited Hampton, I visited 2 Division IIs who I believe wanted to give me a partial scholarship. And I was like, partial? I can't afford any type of school. Like, I come from a single parent home. Like, I didn't have the resources to afford for my family to come out of pocket in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So we went on to play AAU, and Hampton had saw me again at another tournament, and they realized they had a tape on me that I had sent. And I saw them, they saw me, you know, they were talking to my AAU coach a little bit about me. Never really talked to them directly. They kind of just talked to my AAU coach, and my coach let me know, like, look, Hampton is watching you, you know, perform, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up hurting my knee in a game. So Hampton kind of, like, wrote me off. And they went to go recruit another kid.
Uh-huh.
And the kid was kind of like, no, I'm not. And they recircled back with my coach to check, like, to see if I was still playing. And my coach called me, like, wouldn't you want me to tell them? I'm like, no, tell them I'm okay. I'm healthy. I'm good.
Yeah.
So I essentially played on a torn ACL from the end of July up until, because at the time when I was in high school, coaches could home visit you, and they would see you again in your fall league.
Mm-hmm.
So I played in a fall league on a torn ACL. Went to CVS, bought the little knee thing out the first aid aisle.
Yeah.
Taped it up, did some more stuff. Just because I didn't have my MRI. My MRI wasn't scheduled at the time. And Hampton was at the fall league game. And they saw me, and I did okay. Like, I did that's pretty good. So they came and home visited me at my school. Well, they came to see me at my school. And I re-injured my knee again in front of them. And my coach was like, look, I think you tore your ACL, but we still want you in Hampton. But for me, it was kind of like divine timing. Like, the kid told them, like, no, I don't want to go to Hampton. And then they remember, like, what about this kid? So I was kind of given, like, a golden opportunity, I guess. But to circle back to your question, it is very hard to get a Division I scholarship offer. There are thousands of kids in high school that play basketball.
Thanks.
And there are in some cases, at a minimum, 13 roster spots that need to be filled. So you got to be very, very good at what you do on the basketball court, and your academia has to match that, or if not surpass that. I mean, you know, it's very, very hard. You really have to put the time you put into school, you really have to put into basketball. So, you know, there's a high school kid out there on here that's watching. If you're somebody who would rather sit and go shopping with your friends or play video games on TV, and plays basketball sometimes for fun,
Nah.
you know, you're really just not, you're setting yourself up, because when you say you do get an opportunity to go to a college and play at a college, and they're expecting you to put the game first and you don't, you're that portal. So, you know, it's super hard to get a scholarship, but I think that once you finally sign that paperwork and realize how much your hard work has paid off, it is like a fulfilling feeling. I cried so many tears when they offered me. I said, okay, well, where do you want me to sign? I can sign right now. My family doesn't have to pay a dime. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I just, you know, I think that the art of having and receiving a scholarship is so sacred. And a lot of times people are misconstrued about what the terms of a scholarship is and what it means to truly be a part of a program. And, you know, using that basketball or that field or that court or that bracket or puck or whatever to, you know, send you to where you want to be, some of the places you dreamed of.
Facts.
So
that's real. So all you student athletes out there, your priorities got to be intact and line you really want to hoop, because you're not gonna make it Division 1, 2, or 3 if basketball is last on your brain, for real, for real.
No.
So we're gonna talk about college in a second, but before we talk about your college experience, I have a game that I play with everybody that gets interviewed, and it's called Random Rapid Fire. So I'm gonna ask you about a minute of questions. It's gonna be real quick, and you got to answer them within 3 seconds. All right, short answers within 3-4 seconds. All right.
Okay.
Ready? Set. Go. Favorite memory from HU?
Championships.
What year was your favorite homecoming?
Freshman year.
Name one person involved in your craziest homecoming memory.
My whole entire team.
Describe your love for basketball in one word.
My life.
Who introduced the idea of coaching to you?
My best friend.
Favorite coach in all time? My favorite coach all time, sorry.
Ooh, that's a hard one. Probably Larry Brown.
I love Larry Brown too. Favorite part of coaching?
The players.
Meal prep or go with the flow?
Go with the flow.
Would you rather be rich and mentally exhausted or low to middle class and at peace?
Low to at peace.
Can you draw?
No.
Adventurous or chill?
Both.
Would you rather skydive or swim with sharks in a controlled setting?
Both.
Both? Oh, you caught me off guard with that.
I would do both.
No, ma'am. What's more essential to your everyday look, jewelry or a purse?
Jewelry.
What are you looking forward to the most at William & Mary outside of basketball?
The environment.
And give us one life lesson that you've learned over the past year or so. You can take as long as you want with that.
Life lesson I learned in the past year. Be where your feet are.
That's a good one. Be where your feet are. Tell us what you mean by that.
A lot of the time we fall to seeing our peers accomplish great things. That where we are, a blessing in itself. And the things that are supposed to come to you, but you have to be able to enjoy and maneuver that you're in. And that you're supposed to. If you're worried about. So.
That's real. That's real. I ain't gonna lie. You breaking up again.
I was saying that most of the times we get, you know, kind of consumed with what our peers are doing because of the things we see on social media. And we fail to truly understand, like, where you are as a blessing in itself. And you have to be able to enjoy and maneuver in the setting that you're in. So when it's time for you to get to your new setting, you'll be able to appreciate the moments that you had at everywhere you've been prior. Because where you've been prior is teaching you, what you'll need to know for your next step, your next pathway in your journey.
That's very true. I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with that. Like recently,
Me too. It's okay.
Yeah, like just thinking about the future so much. It's like you forget what's in front of you, and like if you continue to do that, then you'll lose sight. You know what I'm saying? Of what's going on now. So that's key. I like that one. So fast forward to college. Your first days on HU's campus as a freshman, not even talking about basketball, what was the adjustment like? Just adjusting to being by yourself, meeting new people. You're not in school from 8 to 3. You have classes whenever, might not have class on Friday. How did you adjust to that? What was it like for you?
Well, a lot of people don't know about me. The high school that I went to was very, very diverse. I mean, you saw all walks of life at my high school. So for me to come to Hampton, where literally everybody looked like me, I was solely in culture shock. Like I called home like, Mom, everybody was Black. This is so cool. Like I just, I didn't really have to code switch per se. Like when I'm hanging with one group of friends, I have to act one way. When I'm hanging with another group of friends, I have to act one way. When I'm talking to this person or that person, which essentially is what society is like. But being at Hampton, that first year, I really learned a true sense of self, because that's what they taught. That's what they teach. They teach you to be confident when you step into a room, enunciate when you speak, introduce yourself a certain way. Hello, my name is Kenia Cole. I'm from Salisbury, Maryland. I'm a sports management major. Just certain stuff on how to just conduct yourself in a business setting. I really had to learn, like, every day that you walk in somewhere is your interview. Mm-hmm. And I learned that at Hampton, and Hampton really taught me that. But as far as like classes and stuff, it was kind of unique because my high school started school at 7:25, and we had 45-minute classes every day. Mm-hmm. So I had 7 classes a day, but my classes were short, so I kind of was okay with the 50-minute classes. But I really struggled with the Tuesday and Thursday, where the classes were an hour and 15.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to sit in here for this long? Like, what you mean? Like, but I had to, like, instead of the teacher taking attendance, boom, sign the attendance sheet. Having somebody, hey, I'm not coming to class today. Can you sign me in? Stuff like that. I really had to, like, learn, how to truly maneuver. And it wasn't somebody hovering over me. Okay, hey, did you do all of your work? It was like, all right, classes is over. You got to go to study hall. Do your study hall hours. If you don't, it's a consequence. Yeah. So I really had to learn how to manage my time. Mm-hmm. I think in high school you're kind of babied in a sense, just with just your structure of just knowing where you're going to go within the next few minutes. You have 5 to 10 minutes to get to class before the bell rings. Mm-hmm. You can't run down the hallway in class. During the bell, you got to go to a whole different building. You got to plan when you can go and eat in between your classes. But, stuff like that was fun. And then, I really had to learn how to manage my time with being with my teammates. Mm-hmm. And then look like, okay, I see y'all all the time. I have regular friends. Yeah. I'll talk to y'all later. My teammates used to tell me, oh, Kenia don't want to hang with us. She's going with her regular friends. She wants to sit with her regular friends. She doesn't want to sit at the basketball table. So,
that can get tiring, though. Like, that can get tiring. Being with the same people for hours a day. It's like, yo, I'm tired of y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all in the 6 a.m.
They had regular friends, too. So, it was just being the young, and I was the youngest person on my team my freshman year. So, I acted like it.
Yeah.
And they knew. They treated me like that. Made me carry the bags and stuff on the road. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. Like, it was stuff that I needed to learn to become an adult. Like, you need to make time for the things that are important. Like, you can't go a whole day and forget to eat.
Fact. That's a fact, though.
Wake up enough to go to the cafe and get something to eat. Don't sleep in because you're tired from workouts. So I had to learn that stuff. And it really, really allowed me to be a better time manager as an adult.
That's good. That's good. So earlier you spoke about how high school student athletes, their grade has to be, the commitment there has to be just as much as, you are for the court.
Yeah.
So getting to HU, because remember I had Michaela on here and she talked about everything I used to do and it was like very hectic.
Yes.
How are you able to balance basketball and keeping your grades up at HU?
I really weighed heavily on our academic advisors. When I needed to get my stuff done for pre-registration, I really relied on their opinions and their suggestions. Certain stuff like, oh, I have to take this math class. Yeah, you may want to take it in the summertime. It's a bit easier. It's more intimate. It's less people. So, when it came to the classes like the finances, the business laws that I had to take, and I knew that we would be traveling and I would miss a lot of class, I strategically didn't take the certain class in certain semesters because I didn't want to miss out. I didn't want to put myself at a standstill because we traveled. So, hearing their recommendations with our class is a little bit rigorous. You may want to take it at a time where it's just you and 15 people versus you and 30. Because your teacher will have more availability with office hours. He's probably teaching 1 or 2 classes versus teaching 5 for the semester. So his office hours is more boom, boom, boom by appointment only type deal. And you travel, you may not be able to make his appointment scheduled. So I really relied heavily on them. And I really relied heavily on my teammates. When I was a freshman, there were, I want to say 7 seniors. I could be wrong. It may be 8, but they told us, oh, that professor is hard. Get out that class. Take it with this one. They love basketball. They're big fans. They'll help you in any way. Go with this tutor. This was my tutor when I took the class. They helped me out. We got it together. So I think that relying on people that have been in your shoes, that can kind of help you navigate your way through an unfamiliar environment is very, very key when you're somebody stepping into the college scene and truly trying to learn your way. And sometimes you really got to use your coaches too. I can't tell you within the last couple of years how many players have asked me, Coach, what you think about this? Coach, can you just look over my paper to make sure it sounds right? This is what it was about. I wrote it. I rewrote it 3 times. I need another opinion on it. I'm tired of looking at this paper. Can you help me? When you took this class, what was your experience like? Or what made you choose this major? For some of my players that were undecided. Because I tell them all the time, I changed my major 3 times. So, but that was all in art of me not knowing what I wanted to do when I came out of high school. So I changed my major 3 times. And for the students that come into college undecided, I let them know why I changed it 3 times. I let them know, this was my thought process. I thought I wanted to do this. I got a taste of it and said, never mind. And most of the time, most college athletes don't think it's okay to change your mind. But I'm not somebody that's going to tell you that you can't. So, because I did it. I changed my mind. So, I think that just using people who have been in your shoes is very important.
Absolutely. And that's key though, because people over, from freshman year to sophomore year, you learn new things. You find out that you're interested in something else. So it is you are going to change your mind. It's important to realize that it's not a crime. And sometimes I feel
not a crime.
I feel like schools and coaches in some programs, they make that a big problem when it's not even like that. I feel like you got to let teenagers be teenagers and find themselves. You know what I'm saying? Very good point. So let's talk about your career now. So you've been at your first coaching stop, Oberlin, correct?
Yes.
Oberlin College, Presbyterian, and those are both year stints. Then you went to HU for 2 years, and now you're at William & Mary.
Yes.
I want you to talk about Oberlin for a minute. How was that environment like? What was the program like?
Oh, I went into I wouldn't call it a well-oiled machine, but I would. The head coach at the time, Terry Jenkins, who is now the head coach at Hampton University in Delaware, he had been at the school for a decade, really had built the program brick by brick So when I came in and my values as a coach aligned with his, it truly showed in our players and how they played and how they approached basketball. For those of you who don't know, Oberlin College is Division III, non-scholarship. So we only had our athletes, no summer school. And then when they came back to school, we couldn't touch them until October 15th. So in Division I, that's not the case. In Division I, you're basically on scrimmage number 2 by October 15th. So really trying to like understand that in Division III, the students are choosing to play basketball. Basketball didn't choose them. I thought that was pretty unique for me, and I thought that was something that I really needed to learn. And I tell those players that I coached at Oberlin all the time, they taught me so many lessons. I mean, they hold a special place in my heart. I won my first championship as an assistant coach there. Went to the NCAA tournament as an assistant coach there. And it was such a great experience because I experienced the championship, feeling as a player. But to do it as a coach and all the work that we put into that season with our point guard tearing her ACL the first, I think, was it in the scrimmage or the first game? It may have been the first game of the season for ACL. So we had to move somebody else to the point, somebody who was not interested in playing the point. And then for me, somebody who was a point guard in college, I was able to connect with her and the backup, and get them to have the confidence to really carry us to a championship, and they did. But that environment was great for me. Oberlin is a unique place. You'll learn everything that you need to learn about people and what they value, their thought process, how they identify. I learned everything about pronouns at Oberlin. I had some players that wanted to be addressed in certain ways, and I enjoyed learning how to address them because that's what they were and wanted to be and who they were inside. And I never want to make anyone feel, like they're not themselves.
You want to treat everybody how they want to be treated.
Yeah, and I really valued that experience because now, 4 years later, in 2021, you see everybody's Instagram page or Twitter or email, their pronouns. So I'm like, oh, I know what this is. It's not something new to me. So, being there, learning all I learned from Terry, he let me do everything. I mean, I did the budget, I did the travel, I did the food. So when I went into my next, space as a professional, I knew how to do it. It was just on a different scale. So working in Division III was totally hands-on. I don't mind getting my hands dirty because I was in Division III. And I just value that experience, and I miss those kids all the time. And I still follow them on social media, congratulate them on some of their, future endeavors. Half of them are doctors, environmentalists, scientists. One of them just moved to Germany. I'm talking to her, on social media in Germany. So I'm just, I'm grateful for that experience at Oberlin. For sure.
One thing about coaching, because I coach college basketball too, it's like you never, if you really care about the game and the kids, you never that connection never fades. It never fades. Like those are your little brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Always. They know they can all. I tell any person that I coach, if you ever need me to do anything for you, and if it's something in my space that I can do it, if I can't do it, I will find a way to get somebody that can do it for you. That's just what I'm about.
That's real one. So you transferred to Presbyterian. How was that like? What was that journey like?
I never lived that far away from home before.
Really? How far is that from where you live?
South Carolina was 8 hours.
8. Ooh.
Ohio was 6. I packed my car up, shipped my stuff to South Carolina, and came to South Carolina and lived. I lived in somebody else's house in South Carolina. It's because I didn't make a lot of money. I didn't make a lot of money at Oberlin. I didn't make a lot of money at Presbyterian. But that experience was a good one too. I learned that the difference between divisions, the rules was different. I kind of knew the rules as a player. I didn't really know them as a coach when I hopped into Division I. So I was so nervous when I took my recruiting test. I didn't want to fail it. But I learned what it was, the true art of being a small school assistant, small school coach. How to maneuver through lack of resources, maneuver through selling what you have and making it the best, no matter who's coming on your campus. And just being creative, being authentic. And I really learned different ways to scout. Kind of did it one way at Division III. My boss at the time at Division III, he wanted it to look a certain way, and then I had to adapt to the new way that my new boss wanted. And then with those players, I mean, they, again, I still keep in contact with them. They need me to do anything, I'll do anything for them. Some of them are going off to grad school. I've written grad school recommendations, job recommendations. Each time they see, they're like, "Oh, Coach Nia, okay, you got a new job. What's your email so I can email you my reference letter or whatever it may be." But with that, I really learned how to maneuver through adversity. We weren't very good. So we had to find different ways to stay connected with our team because nobody likes to lose. And when we did win, it was like we were like together, like y'all, we done been through this game losing streak. We're going to get this one, and we're going to get the next one. And we're going to stay confident to the next one, even if we don't win it. So finding different ways to coach through adversity was something that I definitely learned at Presbyterian. Like, I truly cherish time there for me to learn that.
That's good stuff. So now next year, you back at home now. You back at home, and I know you loved it. What was, like, how was it, returning to your home, returning to the place you won championships, returning with the coach that coached you? What was that like?
Well, while I was at Presbyterian, Hampton had just joined the Big South, so I actually got to scout against Hampton. And I scouted Hampton twice, and then I transitioned over to Hampton. And it really, the school hadn't changed much. Two of my coaches that coached me were on staff, Coach Six, the head coach, and Coach Valentine, who was the associate head coach. He coached me my junior and senior year at Hampton. And then Coach Pierce and Coach Perry, who I was on, they were my coaches. It was a great experience. I kind of had to remind some people on campus, like, I'm not number one anymore. There's a new number one. She's having a better career than me at the moment. She's number one. I'm Kenia. I'm Coach Kenia. But again, I had to learn the different ways that the school scouted, how the schools conduct business. Every school is different. Every school's resources is different. And I kind of had to learn how to coach as an alum. And as an alum, coaching your team is hard. Just because, and then for me in particular, it's hard. It was hard for me because I didn't want to have the expectation that they were going to do what I did on my team when I played. I didn't want to do that. I did let them know the teams that I was on did things a certain way. But I didn't really expect them to be what we were. Like, what we did was absolutely crazy. I was talking to somebody yesterday because Coach Six got nominated for Legends of the MEAC. And when they listed some of, like, the records and things and the seeds we got in the NCAA tournament, I'm like, that is insane. A lot of Power 5 players and student athletes don't get to experience what we did, as my time as an athlete. But as a coach, I tried to let them know, like, experiencing that as a team is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and you guys should strive for that. You guys should wear the name Hampton on your chest, proud, because we did. And I'm not saying I understood some of the stuff my coaches used to say to me as a player, because I used to look at them like, okay, I don't want to hear that. So I understood that would be some of their reactions to some of the stuff that I was saying. And I didn't have a problem with that. Like, I wasn't I didn't take it personal when they didn't hear me, but I never stopped talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like to be a champion, you have to talk about being a champion. You have to act like being a champion. And sometimes some student athletes may have never won before. But for me, as someone who has, I can show them, okay, you're not performing like a champion would. You're not practicing like a champion would. You're not carrying yourself like a champion would. And again, I'm not saying that I expected anyone to be perfect, because that's not it. No, that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
As coaches, we make mistakes. As players, you make mistakes. Your parents make mistakes. But I also wanted to let them know there's a lesson in everything that you do. And I learned so many lessons from my players at Hampton, you know, being their coach who played at the school they went to. I had to learn that they're not us. They're not me. They don't see the game the way I do.
That's real.
I have to understand how they see the game. I have to coach them how they understand how they need to be coached. Every kid is different. And I truly learned you have to coach who's in front of you. Not the collective when you're talking to one kid one-on-one. You have to coach who's in front of you. So.
Those some huge lessons right there. That's real good right there. So now you're a month into William and Mary. Just tell me what this you've been. This is your 6th year coaching.
Fifth.
This is your 5th year coaching. So you've been 4 schools in 5 years. Like, you know, are you looking for a home, or are you still just trying to level up, or are you just trying to find somewhere comfortable? Talk to me about that.
I want to learn. I think my biggest lessons that the biggest lesson I want to learn is to be a really, really good assistant coach. Like, I really want to be a great assistant, because I feel like great assistants eventually go on to be head coaches. I'm not saying that I'm trying to go boom, boom, boom. I want to be this. No, I really just want to learn how to coach the game the right way. And what kind of just caught my eye about William and Mary, the Black women that have coached there have gone on to be head coaches. So when I saw that, I was like, what is going on? Like, what they got cooking up over there?
Yeah.
You know, that all these Black women, these women that look like me, these women that inspire me, are the front runners of the programs that they've transitioned to.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they didn't transition right away, they've eventually gone to another institution, and then from that institution, they became a head coach. So it's like, okay, they're really teaching something, you know, great over there. Not that, you know, my experiences at my other institutions wasn't that.
Mm-hmm.
I learned different things at different places, but I feel like, you know, the CAA is a great league. Pros play in the CAA. Elena Belladon. Big time. You know, William Mary is high academic, so you're getting some of the smartest student athletes in the country to come and play for you at your school. I mean, I think that I can learn a lot of things, and even though I've only been there a month, I've learned so much. So I'm really just trying to just learn as much as I can. I've really been observing, you know, just how the game is taught, how the game is broken down. Some of the things we look for, some of the things we want to do. I just think that, you know, my basketball mind will be, you know, it'll expand. And I'm really excited to just really just learn from this coaching staff and these players, because they're going to teach me some things, I can already tell. So I'm super excited to get to know them and just, you know, be with them and be around them and just experience the CAA. I mean, I've always played against teams in the CAA. Mm-hmm. My time at Hampton, JMU kicked our butt. So to get to be in the league with JMU and Delaware and Towson and Drexel, who just went to the NCAA tournament from the CAA, I think the experience is going to be, you know, out of this world. And I also saw it as an opportunity for me to coach at home without actually moving at home.
I like that.
Because Towson is in Maryland, and my family can come to Towson. My family has never seen me coach in person. They always watch on their phone or on their TV, or when I was in D3, they used to watch the links.
Yeah, absolutely. So this journey that you're on, and you're not even 30 yet. So all of this experience is going to really bode well for you in the end. I can see you. By the way you talk, I can see you being a head coach.
I hope so.
I could definitely see you being a head
but
coach.
I don't have a plan to do it anytime soon. So.
I feel it. You're a 5-time champion. So where are the 5? Is it how many as a player?
4. Well, 3 tournament championships, 4 regular seasons, and then 1 conference championship as a coach.
And you won one at Oberlin as well, too, right?
As a coach, yeah.
As a coach. Okay, cool. So you're a 5-time champion in different ways.
in 3 different ways, yeah.
3 different ways. And this is the part where I want to connect dots for people. So you're a champion on the court and off the court on the sideline. But how do you carry that into real life? Just the mantra, like how you carry yourself dealing with people, building relationships. How does that championship pedigree help you in life?
In life, Lordy. I just think that the things we went through at Hampton as players, all the sacrifices we had to make with Tom, not being with our families. I mean, because we were traveling, we would go so far to play any and everybody. And by the time we won the championship, we were like, yo, we won the championship?
Yeah.
We're winning it again. Like, come on, we're doing it again. So, you know, and then doing it as a coach, and again, all the sacrifices we made in Division III, not having scholarships. I hold myself to a very, very high standard. I kind of know, Michaela always been held to a very high standard, yes. I hold myself to a high standard. I know that if I bojangle my way through life, it's not going to reward me. I think that hard work rewards, you know, you in the long run. Like, for instance, people think that they see me on Instagram, they see my coaching pictures, like, oh, I want to coach, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, well, are you willing to sacrifice living in the middle of nowhere?
Facts.
Are you willing to sacrifice being away from your family? You know, like I moved to Ohio, 6 hours away from home. Never lived in an area where it snowed the way it snowed in Ohio. It was freezing. And then these kids at Hampton are spoiled now, but I had got into my first apartment by myself.
Yeah.
You know, had to pay bills. Just learning how to be an adult. And I was like so sad. I'm like, Dad, I'm at home. I'm missing this holiday with my family. But then I'm like, you know, it's for a reason. I think that, okay, I missed them when I played. I won a championship. That was fine. You know, there's going to be some reward in some way if you work hard and put your mind to what you want to do. And I think that, you know, being a champion and winning those championships and dealing with the things that I was dealing with in college, to understand that just because you're going through things don't mean things that you need to get done can't get done. And I take that with me as an adult, somebody that's pushing 30. I may not look like it, but I'm pushing 30. I really just try to just work hard in any arena that I'm in. You know, whether it's typing up something, it got to be the best. It has to look the best, has to be the best. If something needs to be done, I do it. When you need me to do it now, okay, I'll do it. If I don't have it done right then, it'll be done first thing in the morning.
No ego. No,
yeah, it's presentation is everything. And you know, with being a champion at Hampton, our product had to look a certain way. We had to play a certain way because that's what people expected. Because that's how, you know, things were done prior to even when I got into school. Because when I got to Hampton, they had won 2 straight. So they didn't allow me to come in and think, oh, because I was the youngest, I didn't really want to work out.
Yeah.
I'm tired, I can go lay down. Oh, I can jog through pickup. They didn't allow me to do that. So why would I allow myself as an adult to put out something that's mediocre?
That's real.
And when I did, I had to pay for that. Like I had to, you know, it didn't work out the way I thought it was. But again, from experience things as a player and being able to bounce back, it helped me bounce back as an adult. So I think that is something that was that has really stuck with me throughout my short-lived coaching career.
I got you. So the two things that stand out, in order to be a champion, in order to be a winner, just in general, got to make sacrifices. You got to hold yourself to a high standard.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like
You
that a lot.
be accountable for your own actions.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we are at the end of the interview. Do you have anything else you want to tell to the people watching? Any advice for anybody going through a journey that you might have?
I'm reading these comments. Oh, I remember you was just 21. Michaela, please. He was a freshman when I was a senior. Oh,
Coach Mike 6 said Kenia Cole can write a book on being a champion.
I wouldn't say write a book. I can tell you what it looks like, though. If I could give anybody any advice, you said that may be trying to get to where I'm at.
Yeah, that may have went through a similar path as you, playing sports, end up coaching. Any advice for that person?
You may get a million no's, but all you need is one yes.
Mm.
You just need one. And that one, you better kick your foot in through that door and make your mark and leave your mark. Because people will never forget how you make them feel. And it pays to be a good person. I try to be a good person every day. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And I just show up as me. And I understand that some people may not like it, but some people will.
Facts. And all you need is the people that will anyway. So it's the win-win situation.
Well, you kind of need the people that don't, because they'll try to tell you the things they feel like you need to hear. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the people that like you won't tell you. But those people that don't like you will teach you things about how to handle people like them and how to not take it personal within yourself.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Everybody's valuable.
That's a fact. Well, Coach Nia, I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with me, man. I done learned a lot from this 50-minute talk. That was some good stuff. I'm pretty sure everybody watching can take something home from you. Good luck along the way. I'm going to be watching. I love basketball. That's all I watch when I'm not doing my stuff. So good luck to you and your journey. And, I hope you reach all of your goals coming up soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to even interview me.
Yeah, anytime. Where can the people follow you at?
On Instagram, I'll put it in the thing. It's at Coach Nia. Obviously, because they're looking at my page right now. I don't even know I just said that. And on Twitter, it's at Coach, the number 1, and then Nia. I always try to keep my player lifestyle within me some way, even though I don't have the uniform anymore. So I put my jersey number in there.
That little person inside you can never die.
Never. I'll never forget why I started.
Facts. Well, look, y'all go follow her. Y'all stay in tune with her journey. Y'all follow me at tscotty_. Also follow my life development page at _rise to the occasion, where it's all things life development. Remember, I'm a career coach and just trying to help people reach their goals and things like that. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll be back next Thursday with another interview. Coach Nia, appreciate you again, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Bye-bye.